Welcome back. Thank you for joining us for another lesson with our wonderful teacher, the one, the only, Jack Stockton. Brings sunshine into our Mondays, even on the rainiest or foggiest or coldest days. Sounds like I'm not the only one frustrated with the weather right now. Luckily, we have our bridge lesson to look forward to, and we asked Maggie to bring enough nice weather from Bali for everyone. So just open up your virtual window, and Maggie, if you could send some of that nice Bali warm air through to the rest of us, we'd really appreciate it. Or just stay right there. We'll all be there momentarily. Let's see. Yeah, I hope you're comfy. Hope you're warm. Hope you have a nice warm cup of tea. No matter what it is outside, we can have fun inside. Just a reminder, the invitation is there. Lots of folks obviously jumping into the chat already. Philippa, Ramsif, Ingrid, Annie, everyone else who already said hi. A lot of folks sitting back. Come on in, jump in. Water's warm. We'd love to have you involved in the live chat, responding to Jack's questions, asking your own questions, especially if you're new to the class or back after a break. Please do say hi. Let folks know if it's been a while. We'd love to welcome you back by name. And don't worry about being shy or getting the answers wrong. We're all here to support each other. We, the rest of our lives is where we have to put on our expert hats. Here we get to make mistakes. If you have any tech trouble, don't leave that in the chat below. Instead, right above me, there's a banner. It says, click here for support. If I jump up, I can just barely get it. But if you click on that, you'll get our recommendations of what you can do, as well as backup links and a link to our live stream. So that's where we just ask, don't distract from other folks learning. Instead, go up there. And of course, I'm here to help as well. Just reply to any of the emails I send you, and I'll do what I can. Let me start the recording so that this lesson will be there for you in the lesson library. This lesson's counterpart, forcing or non-forcing, part 1 has been lonely. And so we want to make sure that this one will be there so that they'll be, reunited. We don't want them missing each other. Okay, here we go. The recording is active. Welcome back to the class. Everyone watching by replay. Sad you couldn't be with us live, but you're still very much with us, joining from the future where I'm sure everything is fine. No headlines which cause us anxiety. No bad weather. And if it isn't that, don't tell us. All right. Let's get to it, shall we? Sean is here. Sleepy Sean and Mike and Irene, please join me, one and all, for a warm virtual welcome. You guys know how to do it. For our teacher, Jack Stockton. Jack, come on down. There
Morning.
Hey, Jack, looking sharp?
Not too bad, Bashir. Not too bad. I had a haircut last week.
No, very good. Any morning pickleball today?
Not this morning, no. But I've got one on Thursday morning.
Okay. It sounds like this isn't the morning for it with the weather outside.
Not really, no. I mean, we play at 8 o'clock in the morning, so it is an early start. But I could have got one in this morning. But no, the weather here is grim, Bashir. But the really good news is it's great weather for learning bridge.
Oh, we're all in the right place. Jack, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say welcome to Ramsif. He normally watches in replays. He's watching live this morning. So
wonderful.
Great
we're glad to have you with us live.
Yeah, and also Liffa. I'm not sure I've seen a Liffa before. She was a bit shy if I asked if she was new, but Liffa's on board as well. So it's always good.
Well done jumping into the chat, guys.
Yeah, that's straight
and,
in.
I just saw a note, Padmani, for any help with your account. Let's not do this here. Email me, hello@learnbridgeonline.com. I'll help out with your account. Meanwhile, over here, let's get to it, Jack, shall we?
Apparently, Ramsif is a ringer, according to Shauna. He'll know because she's in charge of the WhatsApp groups and the BBA. So Ramsif is he or she is a decent player.
All right. Well, you're welcome. We're glad to have you with us live. All right, Jack, let's get to it, shall we?
I think we'd better. See you on the other side. Thanks for the intro, Bashir. Always nice to see your smiley, friendly face as well. Let's get going. Julia's a bit late. Well, that's fine, Julia, because we haven't started just yet. Forcing or non-forcing part 2 is the sequel. Yes. Very few sequels in movies are better than the original. I might ask you at the end if you can name one. Not now, because we better get on. Hopefully this will be better than the original Forcing Part 1, which we did a few months ago. Okay, so there are two types of bid and bridge, really. And it's so important to know when a bid is forcing or not, or non-forcing. It really is, because otherwise you'll end up in the wrong contract. So there's forcing bids. Within that little group, there's a forcing for 1 round, where you must reply, like if I open 2 clubs, you must bid for 1 round. And there's forcing to game, where you cannot stop short of game. For example, if you've used forcing, the auction is then game forcing. So those come into the forcing bids. Then there's the non-forcing bids in 2 categories as well. The bids you must pass. Partner does not want you to go on, like if you do a weak takeout via a transfer or something. And invitations, 1 heart, 3 hearts, where we pass or raise. And Sean has just said it's the 95% forcing one against me. Yeah, that's just a curveball, Sean. Don't worry too much. I think we might look at the 95% one today. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's get going. So, first one and it's quite tricky knowing whether bids are forcing or not. That's why we're doing this lesson now. It's not that easy, I would say, some of these situations. So you've opened a diamond with your 15 points. I've come back a spade. You've bid 1 no trump, 15 to 16. I've bid 2 spades as responder. Would you bid again a south now? Or not? Is that a forcing bid? Is it non-forcing? Is it invitational? What is it? What type of hand have I got? So, what are you going to do? I imagine we're going to get a mixed response of answers. So first you need to decide if it's forcing or not. Then you need to decide what to do next to south. And we've got a very mixed agenda in the live chat box, which I can see down the side of my screen the whole time. And I now get colors in your circles where your initials are, which is good. So we've got a mixture. I'd say we've got more people saying it's forcing than not. It's definitely not invitational. That's one thing it's not. It's either non-forcing, where you must pass, or it's forcing, where you must bid. It's not invitational. Right, I think we need the verdict, do we? You've all had a pretty good go. Yeah, it's really important, this lesson is a really useful lesson. Well, yeah, they're all useful. This is more useful than useful. It is. What type of hand have I got? How can I show you? Here's a get out of jail free, maybe. How can I show you as North a weak hand with, say, 5 or 6 points? Let's say 5 to 8 points, maybe. I would bid with a 6-card suit with 5 points always. So I've got 5 to 8 points roughly, and I've got a 6-card suit. Okay, how am I going to bid that hand? How am I going to make a non-forcing bid? If I have a strong hand, I can jump to 4 spades to show my 6-card suit. 100%, by the way, everyone, I've got a 6-card suit. When responder repeats their suit, it always shows 6. At the lowest level, you can change your answers. You've got 5 seconds if you want to change your answers. Those who said forcing. You've got to work out what I've got. And I've got a 6-card suit and a weak hand. Partner, do not bid again. A few of you got in there at the end. Mike and Irene, one of our other double acts, joining Robert and Sue this morning. Really important, this. 6 to 8, I could have 5 points. Should always pass. It's not forcing, it's not invitational, it's weak. Don't worry, most of you, I think, got that wrong, which is actually a good thing, because it means you've learned something. Yeah, it means you're in the right place. It means I'm in the right place. So actually, it's a good thing because a lot of you bid there, because hopefully next time this comes up, you'll know it's a weak hand. If your partner suddenly turns up with 9 or 10 points and a good hand, they've made a mistake. They should be jumping to 4 spades or even 3 spades. Yeah, this is the hand, look. Yeah, I've got no other way of showing you a weak hand with 6 spades. You do. Oh, good point from Eleanor. Oh, you knew Eleanor. Got an Eleanor, but not an Eleanor. No, very important. Asking a question whether we do transfers. No. Remember, transfers are only, this is really important, over an opening bid of 1 no trump. Never, never, never a rebid. Just to make that really clear. I'm quite glad you pointed that out, actually. You asked me that question, because no, transfers only ever after an opening 1 no trump or an opening 2 no trump. Never rebids. Apart from when you open 2 clubs. Good, so we've cleared that point up as well. Yeah, or if partner makes an overcall, Lita, yes. Yeah, transfers a statement. If someone overcalls 1 no trump or 2 no trump, but never over rebids like here. That is 100% clarified. We've had a really good start, actually. We've clarified a few things. Here's another one. I just haven't seen your name in the chat box, Eleanor. Thank you for your loyalty. Now, you've opened 1 diamond. I've bid 1. Sorry, I've opened a diamond. You've responded 1 heart with your 10 points. I've rebid 1 no trump, 15 to 16. Some players play it as 15 to 17 now. But you must agree that with your partner. What's our best bid here, do you think? Clearly not 2 hearts, because that would be minimum point count. Just saying I want to play in 2 hearts. So choose between 3 or 4. Can you cut to the chase here? Here's a little bit of a clue. Do you know what the right game is here? Do you know what the right game contract is? I do. I can feel it in my bones. Do you want to invite game by bidding 3 hearts? That'd be an invitation. I think some of you have got the clue. You just bid to 4 hearts, so you've easily got enough for game, and you've got the 8 card fit. Exactly, as Man just pointed out, North's got a balanced hand. They will have 2 or 3 hearts. They won't have 4 hearts, otherwise they'd have supported you straight away. But they'll have 2 or 3. Okay, 3 hearts there'll be an invitation. Showing around, I don't know, about 8, 9-ish points, depending on the heart suit. Right, change tack. You've opened 2 no trumps. I've jumped to 4 no trumps. What do you do next, if anything, with your 20 points? Yeah, I mean, these forcing or non-forcing lessons are very popular with the students. It's a tricky subject, you know, having that partnership confidence to know whether, I'm confident with most of my bridge partners that they'll know if my bids are forcing or not. It's just really nice to know that. You know, you make a forcing bid knowing your partner's not going to pass. It is the quantitative, yes. I think we're quite good on this. This is an easier one. Yeah. Quantitative. And nearly all of the chat box are passing. 1 or 2 exceptions. Yeah. One thing it is never, never, never is Blackwood. You haven't agreed a suit. And you haven't bid a suit before 4 no trumps. Good. It is showing 11 or 12 points, I think, yeah. Yeah, because if North had 13 points, they'd jump to 6 no trumps. So that bid is 11 or 12 by 4 no trumps. Not that you particularly need to know that. Good. It's time for our first hand on BBO. I thought it would be. Coming up quite soon. It's already there for us, look. So, it's I think you're going to open 1 heart, so I'm not going to ask you the question. The major comes before the minor in Akol. 1 spade. I'd definitely bid 1 spade, even with 5 points here in a 6-card suit and a 5-card major. I would always bid 1 spade here if I had 5 points and a 5-card major or more. Just for the record. 1 no trump rebid is 15-16. And what's your rebid as South with 11 points? Yes, I suppose February is a very good month for playing bridge, actually. I was playing online at the weekend. I won't tell you where, because then you might check on my results. Yes, I think we've learnt our lesson from those slides, actually. We've definitely learnt from our mistakes. It's the only way you learn in bridge. You can jump straight to 4 spades here. 2 spades would be very weak. 5 to 8 points, partner never bid again. 3 spades would be invitation. Good. And opening lead. What would be the opening lead to 4 spades using the best lead there? Not a great hand to choose from. That's fine, Vivian. We do accept latecomers. You can catch up the first 10 minutes on replay. Forcing or non-forcing bids, Vivian? Yes, one thing I wouldn't lead would be the ace of trumps. No, that's not going to be a good idea. You'd be helping declarer. So 9 of clubs is the obvious choice there. And just looking at the hand, I'm counting losers that I like to do. 1 diamond, at least 2 spades, probably 3, I'd say. Okay. So, first question is definitely a hand to draw trumps. What would I be thinking to myself? Where do I want to draw trumps from? That's always an important question. So are we going to win on dummy? Or are we going to win in declarer? Do you think? Try not to look at the east-west cards. You've got Queen X opposite 6 to the 10. Would you like to win on dummy or declarer? Have a wild guess if you're not sure. But hi, Rosie D, Hillary, Vicky H, Margarita, Ella. Most winning in declarer. Yeah, no, they are right. We do want to win in declarer's hand because we want to play towards the Queen of Spades. There's no rush to drop the diamond just yet, by the way. There's no rush to do that. We will do it later, but the diamonds aren't under threat right now. But well done if you spotted that. Losing diamond can certainly go away on the King of Hearts. But we want to play towards the Queen of Spades. Okay, that's the thing to do. Now, would West put in the ace or the king, or would they play low? Next question. Keeping you busy this morning. Yeah, no, it's a power hour. There's lots to get through. There will be a good one to watch in replay. These are always tricky lessons, the 2 forcing. Yeah, I would definitely play the ace or the king there. And plug on with another club, why not? Void ourselves. But now you see with the jack of spades falling, we can play the queen. Winning with the ace. They'll probably switch to a diamond at this stage. Heart's a bit risky. But we can draw one more round of trumps. Like that. Leaving the last trump outstanding, of course. Now it's time to get rid of our diamond loser. There's no rush to do that on this. There's no rush to do that on this hand because we're not under threat. Diamond goes away. Club winner. Ruffed. Doesn't matter what they do now, but we're just cruising for the last few tricks there. To make 4 spades precisely, despite the rather nasty 4-1 trump break. But it was really important to play towards the key thing of this hand. And I know you like takeaways at the end. Seems to be the common word, isn't it? What's your takeaway from this? Takeaway is normally a curry and some poppadoms for me. But yes, if you played the queen of spades from dummy, but you're right, it was quite tricky. You'd lose 4 trump tricks. You'd lose the ace, king, 9, and the 8. So playing towards that queen was the key thing to reduce your trump losers to 3. Good. Was quite tricky. Let's move on back to the classroom. Quite a lot to get through today. 1 no trump. Partners jump to 3 spades. What do you do next to south? So, is this a forcing bid? Is it an invitation? Definitely can't be non-forcing. Actually, it's a bit of a strange bid now. If you play transfers, like all of you will do, this bid, I'll tell you what it shows. It's 100% forcing. It shows 16 points or more with a good 6-card suit. Okay? Looking for slam. Yeah. But we haven't got much here. We've only got 12 points. We've got doubleton spade. We've just bid 3 no trumps. Well, for those who don't play transfer, it says 5 spades there. Actually, if you're playing transfers, you'd go via transfer. So really, this should show a strong hand with a 6-card major. But either way, you're going to bid 3 no trumps. And then partner, if they've got, if they're not playing transfers, they'll just leave you in it. Obviously, if they've got 6 spades, they'll go back to 4 spades. Okay, here's another one. This is interesting. Something that doesn't come up very often, but when it does, 2 diamonds by you, week 2. Partners bid 2 spades. So again, it's a rare bid to make, but it does happen. And we should learn from this because we don't discuss this hardly ever. That's unusual. It's normally put up or shut up, isn't it? Why is partner bid 2 spades there? So work out for yourself. What do you think that might be, logically? Is it a non-forcing? I.e. just partner, let me play in 2 spades. Is it forcing? I've got a very good hand. I want you to bid again. Or is it invitational? Saying I've got a decent 6-card suit and possibly game might be on. What do you think? So choose between the 3. You could have NF for non-forcing. I.e. just leave me in it at all costs. You could have forcing. You must bid again. You could say F for forcing. Or invitational. INV. So you can choose INV, NF. Yeah, they can't have a strong hand, these. No, if they had 15 points or more, they'd bid 2 no trump. Interesting. Most of you are saying it's non-forcing, i.e. South should pass. Should we have a look at the answer? Quite an unusual one. Doesn't come up very often. It's actually pass is the right answer. So non-forcing, showing a decent 5-card suit, 12 and 14 points. South would only bid 3 spades with 3 spades and a maximum. Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's completely non-forcing, no. I would say more invitational, INV, for that one. So well done if you went INV. But most of the time, you are going to pass that. Good. Doesn't come up very often, as I say, because most of the time it's put up or shut up. Here's another one. One different situation entirely. West has opened 1 no trump. I've doubled as North. For penalties, of course. East passes. What next for you as South there, my partner, if anything? Assumpta, good morning. Pauline, Julie B, Maria. And our Beetle, Judith, Noli. Some of you are bidding. That's interesting. B, of course, is in there. Rosalie D, Alice, Valerie, Eata's in Ireland, Pauline, Marion P, Cynthia T, Padmani, Julia Q, somewhere between Harrogate and Leeds, I think. Judy, Jan, Manjit, Margaretha, Christine Lewis, Lucy. Lucy's, yeah, good comment from Lucy. The more points, the better, South. Yeah, so it's a definite pass here. North double is for penalties. And you say, hello, look, there's Bridge Prison. I wish I could see some of you in there. Bridge Prison this year. Shame you're not doing your rounds. Hi, Phil H. Nice for you to join us on Monday morning for a change. The more points you have, the better. So is there, just whilst we're on this subject, is there ever a time that South would bid, do you think? Opposite partners penalty double. No, let's say East passes, Sam. So one no trump double, East passes. Is there ever a time that South would bid now? That's the question. I haven't said hello if you're watching in replay. How remiss of me. But good morning if you're watching in replay, maybe good afternoon or good evening to you. Hope you're enjoying this lesson. What would you do if you're watching in replay? When would you ever bid, do you think? Correct. Well, most of you got it right. Yes, you would need to be in the region of 0 to 3 points. Yeah, is the cutoff really at a 5-card suit. So if we literally had 0 to 3 points at a 5-card suit, then we would bid it. We'd rescue our partner from the double. On the logical grounds, the one no trump doubled is probably making. Good, well done. And Flick's just joined us last minute as well. That's fine, Flick. Better late than never. Yeah. Okay, good. Well, we've cleared that point up. Let's move on to hand 2 on BBO. There we go. Looks like a pass from North. Six, 10, 20 points. Balance hand, that's 2 no trump. 20 to 22. And what next for North, if anything? What have they got? 11 points. Okay, Julie G, thanks for joining us for half an hour. Yes, very good, Rosemary. Just coming back to your question from last slide. Yeah, if the opponent's bid opposite one no trump, you're let off the hook. You just pass with a weak hand. Yeah, you are let off the hook. Unless you have something worth saying. This is perfect for 4 no trumps, isn't it? Showing 11 or 12 points. 13, we'd go straight to 6 no trumps. Clearly, we can't have 13 because we passed first time anyway. Always good to try and make a note of that. And anything more for South? I'm not sure which 2 hands are available in replay today. Oh, yes, maybe 3 and 4, actually. Yeah. But certainly you play out the hands yourself and then press the next button and you can see how I would play the hand out correctly. Yes, it's clearly a quantitative bit there. And with 2021, we pass. Right, 1, 2, 3, counting certain tricks. I'm counting 9. So we do need to look for a 10th trick somehow. Come on to that in just a second. Okay, so gold dust is the key, Sam, correct. But which card do we play precisely now at trick 2 from Declarer's hand? There's 12 to choose from. Next week, by the way, is weak jump over calls. So we haven't done those for quite a long time. Good fun. I love doing weak jump over calls. Really annoys the opposition, takes their bidding space away. And then a few weeks' time, end plays coming up. That's something to look forward to in 2 or 3 weeks, I think. This coming Wednesday, join us for a review of the improver lessons we've been having over the last few weeks at 11 o'clock on Wednesday, responding to weak threes, losing trick count, signals and discards. Yeah, quite a lot of really useful subjects in the review this Wednesday at 11. Yeah, ace of diamonds. Yeah, better to go for the diamonds rather than the spades, of course. Well done. Now we go to the king of diamonds. And we give up a diamond. Relieved to see them 3-3. Otherwise, yeah, we'd have to lose another diamond, wouldn't we? What does East come back? Well, partner led a heart. That doesn't look very appealing. They would switch to a spade at this point. But we can win with the ace. Cash our winning clubs. We'll just play this one out. It's polite for the robot opponents. Club to the ace. And 2 diamond winners. Well done. 2 length winners there. We go. King of hearts. We're just really playing out winners now. Fairly straightforward. And give up a spade at the end. So yeah, did make an over trick. So we're going to get a reasonably good result there. 11 tricks. Don't really need to duck Jeremy B. Ace and duck a diamond. Not really, I don't think, Jeremy, particularly. We've got plenty of entries to the dummy. Spades. Yeah, no, spades aren't as strong. It's definitely right to go for diamonds here. Yeah, but the diamonds are stronger than the spades. They're both the same length, but you've got the ace king of diamonds, you see. You've only got the ace of spades. So definitely right to go for the diamonds first. Right, let's go back to the classroom. Right. A good bidding principle, which you should agree with your partner, a new suit at the 3 level by either opener or responder is forcing to game in a normal auction, if someone's opened at the 1 level. So this will sometimes mean that as the opener, you will have to repeat a 5-card suit at the 2 level rather than going up to the 3 level. So what we're talking about is this. If I open 1 spade and you bid 2 hearts, 3 diamonds here is forcing to game. Okay, showing 16 points or more, really. Partner might only have 8 or 9 points for 2 hearts. Yes, Jeremy, I mean, diamonds could have been 4-2 on that hand. But again, we've got so many entries to dummy, it wouldn't really have affected us much. But I don't mind you ducking it, It would come to the same thing, but I don't think it's that necessary on the last hand because you've got entries to dummy, you see. Here you go. So on this hand, you've only got 12 points. So some players would think, oh, I've got to go 3 diamonds to show 5 and 4. They'd end up in 3 no trumps. North shows up with 9 or 10 points, and they'd go about 2 or 3 down. So here, the bidding has been cramped. Your partner goes 2 clubs, then fine, you can go 2 diamonds to south, show 5-4. But here, because they've cramped you, I think cramped is the key word. Because they've cramped you with 2 hearts, you have to come back 2 spades now. Okay? Yes, for those who do barrier bidding, Graham and Carol, it's tied into reverses as well. I'm not going to talk about those now because I don't teach reverses, nor do quite a few other well-known bridge teachers. But yeah, barrier bidding is part of the same thing. All part of the bigger picture. But yeah, here it's totally sensible to bid 2 spades. Your partner will understand that occasionally you might have a 5-card suit. Shauna calls it a weak retreat. I quite like that. It rhymes. Weak retreat. Let's play hand 3 on BBO. Wants us to do that. Okay, well, first things first. 10 points is north. Are you 1 diamond or 3 diamonds? Yes, definitely 1 diamond here. Far too strong for 3 diamonds. Passing the rule of 20 and look at that lovely suit. I wouldn't bid 1 spade on the east hand, vulnerable with 5 to the king. That's a pass. North's rebid. Yeah. Fairly straightforward. Just 2 diamonds. Don't get carried away. More difficult though. South's responders rebid's always trickier. What does South rebid now? 14 points. Responders rebid, I always say that's the most difficult bid, don't I? We do a specific lesson on that. How can we make a forcing bid? I think that's what we need to think about. How can we make a forcing bid of South now? What is a forcing bid here, do you think? Good. To bid, let's just have a look at the mistakes. To bid 2 hearts here is the biggest mistake. That shows 6 to 9 points in a 6-card suit. But even to bid 3 hearts here is incorrect. Non-forcing, showing 10 to 12 points in a 6-card suit. So what we have to do here, and well done if you did this first time round, is to bid 3 clubs. Good. Forcing to game. 13 plus points. Well done. North bids 3 diamonds. Nothing else to do. They've got to bid again. It's forcing. What does South do now then? See, the importance of setting up a game forcing situation is that you can then take it really easy in the auction. It's like that's the beauty of forcing. You can take the bidding really slowly. So we don't need to. No, we've only shown 4, 5, and 4. So we've set up a forcing situation when we can bid 3 hearts. We'll often be bidding 3 no trumps here. North wouldn't bid again. It wouldn't be the right contract. So can we just pause a second there and marvel at that 3 heart bid? So you bid a game forcing 3 clubs. Now you're showing 13 or more points with 6 hearts and 4 clubs. And what does North do next? So it's a very controlled auction, this one. You'd be doing well if you and partner bid exactly the same as this, I think. Sarah, Margarita, of course, now you're all bidding to 4 hearts, yeah. Much superior contract than 3 no trumps. Look how awful 3 no trumps would be on a spade lead. And the opening lead is what? Morning, Ella, Pauline, Patricia, Annie N. Yeah, Singleton Diamond. Seems like the obvious lead, doesn't it? Well, you say obvious. Actually, with Ace King 9-8, you don't really want a ruff here. Yeah. This is an expression that maybe you haven't heard. It's when you have trump length, lead from length. So I'm not going to lead the 3 of diamonds. I know all of you have. But the thing is, you see, you've got length in trumps. You're almost certainly going to make those trumps anyway. So when you've got length in trumps, lead from length, I think most experienced players would lead the 5 of spades. I do. So you don't particularly want diamond ruffs, you see. You've got such good trumps. What we're trying to do is shorten Declarer's trumps. That's the objective here. But it is, if you didn't get it, let it wash over your head like the warm breeze that's currently coming from the radiator behind me. Right. But yeah, that's definitely one for the more experienced players, that. But you may not have heard that expression before. When you have trump length, lead from length. Yes, don't lead from shortage. And actually, it works quite well here. I think everyone likes expression styles. Yeah, as you know, I've got quite a few up my sleeve. There will be a book at some point. Okay, so clear to ruff the spade in dummy, the losing spade. What do we do next, do you think, from dummy? What's our strategy? Yeah, the expressions really help, Dulcie. I think people do really like the expressions. I think the all-time favourite is Gold Dust, followed by Jack's favourite lead, I think. Yes, I'd say the trumps need to be quite high in length, Rosemary, generally, yeah. 4 little ones, you probably would go for a singleton diamond. Never play too quickly a trick 1. Yeah, that's the most important one, Sam. Perhaps not the most well-known. 33 for 6 NT, Phil, yes. Keep them coming. Could go on all day. So what are we doing? How are we going to play this hand? Are we going to draw trumps or not? What do you think if you're watching in replay? Well done in replay if you fished out that spade lead. 8 ever, 9 never jills, only when you're thinking of finessing the queen. Yeah, not in this situation. The rhyme doesn't apply. I think there's no reason not to draw the trumps. It's not going to help us by ruffing diamonds. They keep on with their spade attack. Trying to shorten our trumps, you see. This is what the defense are trying to do here. They're trying to shorten our trumps. Eventually, their trumps might be longer than ours. And as you know, if you lose trump control in bridge, it's a disaster. So we can, well, yes, we can continue with the trumps. Like a cat and mouse. Might as well play a signet high diamond as a signal. Yes, let's concentrate on the bridge, Jill, not all the expressions. So they're going to continue with another spade, look. Trying to shorten our trumps. We can play the 10 of hearts. And now we're back in control. There's 1 trump higher than ours, but we can play out the clubs, look. One down is good bridge, Sarah. Is that your favourite expression? It's a favourite one amongst students. 1 down is good bridge. Of course, they trumped that one. No, the contract, good question from Rosie. She says, would the contracts have gone down if diamond led? And the answer is no. It actually makes life a lot easier for us. We just ruff a spade in dummy and draw trumps. But luckily for us, everyone, we are going to win this race. We've got 1 trump left and the ace of diamonds. Now, the diamond lead actually would have made life so much easier for Declarer. Just win with the ace and draw the trumps, having ruffed a spade in dummy. We nearly lost trump control there, but we managed just to hang on in time. And as you say, Nerly, when in doubt, trump about. Right, back to the classroom. This is interesting. You will have situations like this. I had one at my bridge club the other day, and quite a few got it wrong. One heart, I've doubled for takeout, no bid by East. You've got pretty nightmarish situation. You've got 2 points. What do you do there? Do you pass or do you bid? What do you do? These situations will come up. It did come up at the bridge club the other day. Most of them got it wrong. So partner's double, first of all, is for takeout. Yeah, 100%. But do you really want to leave them in one heart doubled? With those 4 grotty trumps, they'll make it easily with over tricks, which is what happened, fun enough, at the bridge club the other day. They left it in with like 5 little trumps. And actually, I was declare I made an over trick. So we must bid something, and the best bid there is 1 spade. Yeah, sometimes in bridge, you do have to bid a 3-card suit. Yeah, well done. More experienced players, of course, it's easier to bid 1 spade. Less experienced players, it's hard for them. They think, why am I bidding a 3-card suit? The reason is because you have to. It's the best of a bad job. 1 no trump, Gerald. No, good question. Some of you might be tempted to bid 1 no trump. That does show values. So 1 no trump does show 6 to 9 points here, with at least 1 heart stopper. But good question. No, 1 no trump does show values. 1 spade shows nothing at all. Depending what North's got. You know, if you've got a very strong hand, they'll bid again. But remember, 95% of the time, when North doubles 1 heart, they'll have the other major, i.e. 4 cards in spades. They don't have to, but most of the time they will, just the way the cards are. Good. And again, 1 no trump, as it says in the text there, shows 6 to 9 points. That's unsuper. I would never bid 2 hearts. No, that's just something I wouldn't ever do. If they opened 1 spade, Roseberry and partner doubled, you'd have to bid 2 hearts there. Okay? Again, you know, this is a forcing bid. The only time you can pass is if your trumps are amazing. Okay, let's just talk about that for a second. So to pass the double, your trumps would literally need to be king, queen, jack, 10, 9, X. An amazing kind of 6-card holding, possibly 5 really amazing ones. You've got to have really, really good trumps and length. So it happens once in a blue moon. And basically, you end up drawing declarer's trumps. That's how it works, the defense. Partner leads the trump. Yeah. Okay. So that's the only time you would ever pass the double if you had amazing hearts. Minimum king, queen, jack, 10, 9, X or something. Right. Okay. So that's good. We've talked that through. I think we have learned a lot this morning. Let's look at some addendums. These are for the more experienced. Less experienced can take a time out. Okay, I've opened a heart. You bid 1 spade. 1 no trump rebid. 15, 16. What's your best bid there with 10 points? Oh, I must tell you, at the end, I'll have a quick chat with Bashir. He can think about this. I was talking about it with someone else the other day. I'm a little bit of a film buff, only a little bit. I don't know a huge amount. But there is a sequence of films where, famously, the sequel is better than the original. But don't tell me now. I need to discuss with Bashir. He's American. He might know. Right. How do we make a forcing bid here? How can we show our shape as well? Everyone? At the moment, we've just shown 4 spades. How can we show our partner our shape and make a forcing bid? We can do all of that in one bid here. Well done. Lots of good answers coming in, which is impressive. Jack's mum sends her apologies, by the way. She's on a plane to Morocco for 2 weeks to go and teach bridge. How come she gets all the best jobs? Right, here we go. 3 clubs, yeah. Well done. Describes the hand very nicely. 5 spades and 4 clubs. And game forcing, jumping. Jumping in new suits, always forcing. There are some well-attired men in suits. I'm sorry, ladies. I missed out on the headshots. Yeah, Morocco's, I think, a good place to be in February, Shauna. Yeah. 2 clubs isn't forcing for 1 round. No, Judith, no, not there. Either 2 clubs or the partner could pass 2 clubs. Right. We have enough time. We've got another addendum as well. Let's just play this 4th hand on BBO. Some play check back Stayman. Yes, Gillian W. Yes, I like check back Stayman for the more experienced. Very good, Jeremy. That's a bit cultured for me, that. Webster's Dictionary. Reading isn't my strong point, apart from bridge books. Others will understand what he's talking about. Yes, Shauna and Hillary, more cultured than I am. It's check back Stayman. Maybe that is a lesson, not quite now, but for the future, Gillian. For the others, I don't know. Right, let's get on with this, though. It's a 1 club opening. Are we 1 spade or 1 heart as South? Yes, you see, you've got them talking now, Gillian. What is check back Stayman? Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it now. It'll take me about an hour to tell you. Sorry, who was it was asking? Rosemary. You can search online though. It's high fives, yes, 1 spade. Slightly running out of time. 1 no trump rebid. South now. I'm not going to tell you what check back Stayman is now. It's only for experienced partnerships. But you can look at it online. How can we make a forcing bid here? We can jump to 3 hearts. Good. Show 5 and 4. Game forcing. 10 plus points. What next for North? Yeah, North now can jump to 4 spades with the fit. And anything more for South? Well, I think we can show ambition here. We've got 16 points, everyone, for sure. We know partners 15 or 16 with a spade fit. We've got a great shape. We're going to 4 no trumps, yes. Roman key card. Let's practice our Roman key card Blackwood. You're playing normal Blackwood, you'd come back 5 hearts, showing 2 aces. But Roman key card for spades, what's the response? Always good to practice Roman key card Blackwood. I find it quite difficult. I always have to think quite hard about the responses. Because A, because I don't play all that much bridge. And B, because they are quite difficult. And C, if you get them wrong, it's really bad news. So we've got 2 key cards here, haven't we? The ace of spades and the ace of diamonds. The 5th key card would have been the king of spades. And we've got the queen of trumps, so that's 5 spades. 2 key cards with the queen of trumps. That's clearly enough for us to bid the slam. Good. What would your lead be against 6 spades as West? What would the lead be, do you think? What lead would you make to 6 spades? Be a bit more specific, Ita. Have a think about the bidding. There's a clue for you. South has shown 5-4 in spades and hearts. Okay, I would definitely think about the bidding here. I would only lead an ace against the suit slam Probably about 50% of the time, not all the time. Against 6 no trumps, never. Make a passive lead against 6 no trumps. You know that. You might have forgotten. I'm going to lead a passive club here. Leading the ace of hearts will clearly just help declare. You know they've got 4 or 5 hearts, which it would do here. Yeah, you're hoping to make both your ace and your queen. Okay, definitely go for the passive club. Right, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about not wanting to play hearts because I've got lots of nice clubs. Also thinking about trumps. I would be thinking about trumps here. I'd be thinking if trumps are 3-2, there's no problem. I'd be thinking if they're 4-1, how can I play them to my advantage? That's what I would be thinking right now. I'd also be thinking about which club to play. Which club would you play now, ace or queen? Definitely overtake with the ace, yes. And how should we play the trumps? Trying not to look at the east-west cards. Yes, we've unblocked the clubs, basically, by playing the ace. Which trump do we start with, do you think? How are we going to play the trumps? Definitely right to draw trumps now. Luckily, we can get rid of all those lousy hearts. How can we keep the finesse position going? By starting with a low one, yes. This is how we can pick up 4-1 trumps, by playing the ace and the queen. We can't pick them up. If West has got 4 trumps, we can't pick them all up. I might as well play an encouraging 10 of hearts. No point covering here, making Declarer's life easier. Okay, and what do we do next? We're in the dummy. Which card do we play specifically from dummy? Have a little think about it. If you're watching in replay, you've got the advantage of pressing the pause button. Well, you've got to be careful here. If you play a club, it's going to get roughed and you're going to go down. So you have to come back with the queen of diamonds. Well done, overtaking with the king. You can draw the last trump with the king of spades. And over to the carefully preserved king of clubs. Cash the ace of diamonds. And all these hearts are going bye-byes. We'll just do that though, because it's polite to our robotic opponents to play out the winners. They get a bit hot under their metal collar if you claim. And we're just going to give up a heart at the end, aren't we? Good one on the lead, that though, as well. A number of you wanted to lead the ace of hearts. That would have just made our job easier, setting up the king. 980, we finished on a high. What a good start to your week, Monday morning, 10:29. Let's just go back to the classroom. I think there's another addendum up our sleeve. Oh, this is interesting. It was a fun hand, Margarita. Glad you enjoyed it. Why not a diamond lead? Let me just answer that. Yes, why not a diamond lead? That's interesting. I'll have a look at that for next time. Probably should have led a diamond. It was the unbid suit, wasn't it? Yeah, interesting. I'll make a note of that. I think the 6 of diamonds would have been a better lead because clubs have been bid by North, haven't they? Yep, good point. Thank you for picking that up. I think that's a mistake. Unbid suit, yeah. Your check will be in the post. Now, hang on a second. Let's just focus on this. Focus. You've opened a spade with your 13 points. And that hand is available in replay. Yes, the last 2 are, Margarita. And then you press the next button at the end when you've had a go. And then I'll take you through it. Just click, click, click very quickly. Now, You've opened a spade. West has overcalled 1 no trump, 15 to 19 to 18. North's bid 2 hearts, your partner. So we've got to work out, would you bid again with a south hand? So what you just got to work out. Thank you, Sarah. It was very enjoyable. I've enjoyed this hour. I think I've imparted lots of useful information, which is my job. So you've got to work out why they bid 2 hearts. Okay, is it forcing? Is it non-forcing? Or is it invitational? Let me give you a big clue. Big clue coming up. If North had 10 or more points, they would double for penalties. Okay, automatic. Yeah, because they've got the balance of points. So North does not have a strong hand, because any strong hand would double for penalties with points, 10 plus. Pass. Good. Don't be upset if you bid 3 diamonds or 2 spades here, but quite a lot of people do. But it's a non-forcing bid, typically showing like a weak 2 type of hand, a 6-card heart suit, region of 5 to 9 points. Okay. Yes, definitely, Jeremy. Always good to blame the robots. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, that's a typical hand that North's probably got, everyone. A weak hand with a 6-card suit. Non-forcing. Yeah, partner should always pass. Good, well, that's a little nugget for you as well. Oh, we've got one more addendum. Oh, my goodness. It's only 10:32. Some of you heading off. Difficult lesson, though, that one, Janie. You know, it's one of the harder lessons. Can we just look at this a second? 1 club, 1 spade. You've jumped to 3 clubs with your 16 plus points. I bid 3 spades. What would you do next, if anything? Is it forcing? After this sequence, I've jumped to 3 clubs to show... Sorry, you've jumped to 3 clubs, shows 16 plus. So when partner jumps in a new suit... Sorry, when partner jumps in their own suit here, showing 60, but any bid by North is forcing to gain. Very good. So you bid 4 spades. Well done. Most of you did that in the chat box. And that's the full hand, look. Yeah, so any bid after that 3 clubs is, because any weak hand passes, you see. Can we remember just 3 things? A new suit at the 3 level by open or responder, if I open at the 1 level, should be played as forcing to gain. Sometimes, point 2, open will have to rebid a 5-card suit at the 2 level. Much better than going to the 3 level with only 12 or 13 points in a new suit. You'll end up in 3 no trumps going down. And finally, if responder bids a new suit after that 1 no trump overcall on the last slide there, it shows a weak hand with a 6-card suit and it's non-forcing. It comes up every now and again. Well, Bashir, it's 10:33. Certainly got our money's worth, I think, this morning. There were a lot of, I felt there were a lot of nuggets in that hand, yes, with a few extras thrown in as well. Yes, definitely the forcing or non-forcing lessons are right up there. There's a lot in that lesson, Bashir, wasn't there?
It sure was. And as always, I'm impressed with members of the class with their answers, their responses to your questions. Some tricky stuff in there too.
Yeah, no, they did really well, I thought. And it is a difficult lesson, but it's a really important one. Can you imagine what confidence you have, Bashir, if your bridge partner knows which bids are forcing and which are non-forcing? It just makes the game so much easier. But it is difficult. You know, you do have to, you know, experience the E word, as I call it, is key.
With your partner too. Yeah, well put, Jack.
Yeah.
And your extracurricular question, I couldn't stop thinking about that as well. What sequels?
Well, it's interesting. I'm not really a film buff. I have a little interest in films, but no. So does anyone know? Let's just put it out to the chat box. It's quite well known, I think, in movie circles, which film series. So I think 3 or 4 of them overall. The second one was actually better than the first amongst film buffs. I'll just give them a second, see if they can just think about that. Whilst they think about that, Bashir, Ita's already come in with her answer. Next week, I'm looking forward to week jump over calls.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So that's always an interesting
next
lesson. An
Monday.
easier lesson. This is quite a hard lesson, I think. There's definitely lots of different scenarios, lots to get through. We're dealing with all sorts of different scenarios. I think that makes this a hard lesson, this last one on forcing bids. So yeah, week jump over calls is either this Wednesday. There's a very handy review for the improvers at 11 o'clock. Come and join us. And as I say, we're reviewing
the last month or so.
Yeah, losing trick count, signals and discards, a lot of topics that we would cover on Monday mornings as well.
Yeah.
And then in a few weeks' time, it's our old friend, the end play.
Well, get ready for that, guys. We don't want to, strain any muscles. So make sure you're.
Yeah, we might need our sponsor for that, Bashir. Hang on, where's my sponsor?
There we go. And as always, Jack, we'll bring enough for everyone. So
no, there's quite a few in that packet. So Bashir, yes, just coming back to the movie quiz question. It's nice to talk about, at the end about things that aren't always British. So I'm amazed. I'm not amazed, but a lot of the answers have been The Godfather.
I've heard that. I'm impressed with that answer. And the Mad Max, that's another good one. Terminator 2. Well done, Kirsty.
Kirsty, yes. But actually, the right answer, Bashir, is The Godfather Part 2.
Die Hard. Oh, that's them's fighting words, Shauna. I'll disagree with you there, but I love both of them. Oh gosh, this is a fun conversation. We just need to have an extra hour to talk movies.
I know. We should set up this Learn Bridge online, learn movies online, LMO.
My submission, this might be controversial, is the Emperor Strikes Back. I think that is better than the first Star Wars. So I'll throw that out there. Feel free to disagree.
Yeah, no, I think I would agree with you. Although I always get them a bit jumbled up, those films. I haven't seen them for a long time. But yeah, they were. It was an excellent series, that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yes, Die Hard, the Christmas movie. Yes, that was the first one, wasn't it?
So good. Yeah, the Christmas movie, exactly.
Yeah, in a tower block. Yeah, that's great. And the villain was great. Was it Jeremy Irons? Was it Jeremy Irons who was the villain?
No,
Snape.
No, Snape.
No, yes, Alan Rickman, Snape. Yeah, from Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Well done, Shauna. Oh, Shauna's good. She's good on her movies.
I think we're all inspired to, watch one of those classics tonight. And maybe before next week. Yeah, if anyone remembers another trilogy where the second one might outperform the first one.
It's funny you say that, Jake. I was just having lunch with my daughter yesterday in the pub, and Fleetwood Mac was being played. I thought, I haven't heard Fleetwood Mac for ages, so I just put it on my radio on the way back home, and I really had a bit of a Fleetwood Mac moment.
Oh, I like. Well, that's that next question. What bands' second albums are better than their first album?
That could be interesting. I think we could be here for most of the morning now.
We better let everyone go before. Gosh, I won't be able to stop myself from thinking about this for the next week.
Well, it's nice to. I do like talking about things that aren't always to do with bridge, and I certainly did when I used to teach bridge face to face. We also get into all sorts of different topics. But it's slightly easier then because you'd have like a group of 4, so you'd be picking up on the gossip from their table. But it's nice, certainly at the end of the lesson, just have a bit of a tangent.
We retire for a cup of tea and some cookies or biscuits, and just talk.
Well, we could be talking, but we could be here, you and I, and Shauna and the others, and Sam for about another half an hour. But I think which would be fun. Actually, we just talk about films and movies. They're getting really involved now. Look, we got the Hollies, we got the Beatles. Maybe we should start a film club, says Sam.
That's great. All right. Well, we better cut this short. We'll let everyone go. Watch those classics. Let's keep thinking about it. Of course, we'd love to see you Wednesday, 11 a.m. for the Improver Lesson Review. And next week, same time, same place. We'd love to see you here.
Brilliant, Bashir. Yes, I think we better call it a day now. But it's been fun as always. I'll say goodbye.
Thank you, Jack. Bye, all.
Bye, Jack.